So last night, the Packers got the victory versus the Panthers 24-16, but coming into this game, I honestly expected this to be much more of a blowout than it was. The Packers coming in with the number one scoring offense, with Aaron Rodgers playing out of his mind as he has, most of the season, coming against the Panthers defense that coming into this game was the 20th best scoring defense in the NFL. And so I really thought that the Packers, being in Lambeau Field in December, would really, put this game away fast. And honestly, it started out looking that way. The Packers, were up 21-3 in the first half. They scored on their first 3 offensive drives. We had a nice pass to Robert Tonyan, a nice Rodgers touchdown run, and then a nice, rushing touchdown by Aaron Jones. And so it really looked that way as things, started off great in the first half. But the second half was a completely different story. After those first 3 drives, the Packers punted on 5 straight offensive drives, and they only had 19 yards in the third quarter. And so this is what Aaron Rodgers basically had to say after the game, sort of about the difference between the first and the second half, and basically what he, thought about the game. So I put this out earlier on Twitter. He said, "This is one of those disappointing wins, the way we played in the second half, so I got a sour taste in my mouth. We've got to go back to the drawing board. That kind of football is not going to beat a lot of teams." And then he went on to say, "We won the game. We're 11-3. It's been a successful season so far, but we've got plans about making a run, and the way we played on offense, we're not going to beat anyone in the playoffs." That was some ugly football in the second half. So even though this Packers team got started fast, had the Panthers on their heels in the beginning of the game, the defense for the Panthers really came to play in the second half. And I don't know if they made some kind of adjustments to, really try to defend Aaron Rodgers and defend the pass. Because honestly, the entire night, the Packers weren't really able to move the ball down the field. It was tons of little short passes out to, the flats. And, the Panthers really just rallied to the ball and got there super quickly. And if we take a look at Aaron Rodgers' stats for this game, not one of his best games. He went 20 for 29, only 143 yards, 1 touchdown pass, no interceptions, and a 91.6 rating. So, the Panthers were really able to hold this offense in check. One thing that they did really well, this Panthers defense, was, get to Aaron Rodgers. They sacked him 5 times this game. And honestly, I was a little shocked to see the Panthers, ability to get to Aaron Rodgers last night, because coming into the game, they were 27th in adjusted sack rate. So this team hasn't really been a team to get to the quarterback. So honestly, I don't know exactly what happened tonight. I don't know if the Packers O-line just, wasn't prepared, wasn't ready, or if this, young team just really came to play and, sort of wanted to come in and sort of show the Packers that, they shouldn't be taken lightly. So overall, this Packers offense was a little disappointing after, those first 3 touchdown drives. Luckily, we were still able to pull out the win. But I'd say one positive for this offense to take a look at is the way that, we were able to run the ball, especially in the first half, because mainly, we didn't really get many yards in the second half. But Aaron Jones had 20 carries for 145 yards and a touchdown, and I believe 112 yards, something like that, were all in the first half. So the Packers right now still sitting at the number 1 seed. If we keep that up, obviously those playoff games will come to Lambeau Field. And so with it being cold, in January, teams are going to have to run the ball. So the fact that the Packers have, probably one of the best rushing attacks with Aaron Jones and Jamal Williams, it was good to see Aaron Jones get going in the first half. Obviously, the second half was a much different story overall, but that's definitely a positive note for this Packers team. So hopefully we can figure out, what went wrong in that second half and sort of come back ready to play for these next 2 weeks of the season. So then if we take a look at this Packers defense, honestly, a pretty great performance by them, only allowing 16 points to this Panthers team. If we take a look at Teddy Bridgewater's stats, 21 for 35, 258 yards. So, not a great performance from Teddy Bridgewater. He definitely, had some good plays at times, and at times the Packers also, had trouble tackling a few different times. But overall, it was a great game from this Packers team. I think we defended 7 passes. Adrian Amos seemed to defend most of those. He was flying around, defending passes against this Panthers offense. Really good showing from Adrian Amos. And this Packers team was able to get some pressure onto Teddy Bridgewater. We had 6 QB hits and 3 sacks. And so it's great to see this defense coming together because, they really just looked a lot more aggressive last night. They brought a lot more energy. And that's really something the Packers are going to need, come playoffs in the next few weeks. And one area where the Packers defense really showed up last night was when it came to the red zone defense. Because coming into the game, we were sitting at 28th when it came to red zone D, and we were allowing teams to score on 67.5% of red zone drives. So obviously not very good coming into this game. But in this game, we held the Panthers to 1 touchdown on 5 red zone attempts, and that's definitely something good to see from this Packers defense. I know at the beginning of the game, Teddy Bridgewater, they're on the 1 yard line Teddy Bridgewater goes in for like that QB sneak. You guys probably remember this play. He reaches the ball up, gets smacked away, and I think Kevin King picked it up. So definitely great to see the energy from this Packers team, forcing a turnover, being able to hold this Panthers offense in the red zone. Of course, this Panthers offense isn't, a great offense, especially considering, they weren't playing with Christian McCaffrey last night, who is definitely, the biggest threat on their team when they are playing. So now with the Packers sitting at 11-3, we got 2 games left this season, one against the Tennessee Titans, and then one against the Chicago Bears. If we can win both those games, we'll, stay atop the NFC, be that number 1 seed, and have home field advantage in the playoffs, which would be great for this Packers team to have teams, come into Lambeau Field when it is cold. Hopefully this Packers offense can learn from the mistakes they made last night, because they moved the ball great at the beginning of the first half. But then the second half, definitely a different story. So hopefully, Aaron Rodgers and this offense can get things together, which I honestly think they can. They've been a great offense so far this season. I see no reason why they can't figure out what went wrong and come back ready for the next few weeks of this regular season. But that's going to be all for today's video. If you guys enjoyed it, make sure you smash the like button down below. Also, I will leave my Twitter down below. I'm starting to post a lot more on there, so feel free to follow me down there. It's Luke_Beller. And also, I have a link for the Discord chat where we talk about Packers, NFL, all that kind of stuff. I'll leave both those links down below. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next video.